Okay, Salisbury steak is basically, really kicked up burger with a wonderful gravy. And I happen to love Salisbury steaks. One of those things I don't make very often, but I'm going to start making it more. So I just washed my hands, real clean hands. Got about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds of lean ground beef. We're going to do 1 egg. Kind of like a meatloaf mixture is what we're making. Oh, don't get me started. I love my meatloaf. Nana's meatloaf was to die for. About 2 teaspoons, who's measuring, of garlic salt. And this is something that I grew up with and I still use it today. Garlic salt, I mean, back in the day, we didn't have access to the fresh herbs that we do now or fresh garlic. It was just harder to find and you just, wasn't around. So my family always used garlic salt to get that garlic flavor into recipes, and I still do it today. It works great. So a couple teaspoons of garlic salt, some fresh ground black pepper, a couple dashes of Worcestershire sauce, which has been around forever, and then some breadcrumbs. I like to start with a little. I could always add more. All right, I'm going to heat up my skillet. Got a nice big nonstick skillet, and I'm just going to get in here with my clean hands and form some patties. Now remember, Salisbury steak are a little oval-shaped patties. And actually, both my kids really like Salisbury steak, so I think they've had them in the lunchroom cafeteria. I think they still make Salisbury steak sometimes in those lunchrooms, and so when my kids both told me they liked it, I did start making it at home a little bit more, but I haven't made it in a while, so I'm really excited about it. Should have brought in some pictures of me during the day. Oh, I was a looker. Just kidding. You look at those old pictures, I had really, really long hair, and oh boy. Greg says he had hair. Greg is my director. Very, very funny. Okay, so we're going to get these going. Just depends on how many patties. The recipe makes about 4 to 6. And I want them nice oval shape, like I say. And the key to this is the sauce. And I'm going to throw some mushrooms in this too. How's that look, Ann?
Sock it to me.
Ann says, sock it to me. All right. You grew up in that era too. There's, a lot of things I miss about that. Times were a little bit simpler back then, a lot simpler. And the fashions, not so great, but they sure are fun to laugh at. They were awesome. Did you tie-dye?
Purple elephant pants.
Ann had purple elephant pants. Those and you gave them away over
No,
time?
I probably still have them.
Oh my gosh, you have to pull out the purple elephant pants. I do remember, and I have, pictures of me in like the t-shirts with the peace sign and, tie-dyed and all that kind of stuff.
Dry boots.
Oh, my husband, Bob, oh my gosh. He wore those tube socks that, came all the way up. Oh, come on, all the guys did. Yeah, Greg still wears them. Oh, it was not a good look. All right, so we're going to I made these really generous, so at home you'll get at least 4 to 6. We'll get these going. We'll wash my hands and we'll...
Did you ever have the Dorothy Hamill?
I totally had. Ann asked me, did I have the Dorothy Hamill? Yes. Are you kidding? Of course I did. Of course. Dorothy Hamill, of course, the Olympics figure skater, and all the girls were in love with Dorothy Hamill. So yes, I had to go get the Dorothy Hamill haircut. And then here's my story about it. So I went and I always had really long hair. So I went from really long hair to all of a sudden the Dorothy Hamill, which you can wear in one style. You can't pull it back in a pony or anything. Worst decision I ever made, especially when about 2 days after I got the Dorothy Hamill, I was at a store and the clerk behind the desk said, Sonny, to me, Sonny, that'll be, $2.50, and I was mortified. Oh my gosh, I went home crying, and that was that for me. But, oh yeah, wasn't a fun experience. Okay.
And it doesn't work with curly hair, trust me.
Yeah, Ann says the Dorothy Hamill does not work with curly hair, and it didn't work with mine either because although it's not real curly, it just did not work. So I'm waiting for these to do their things and just kind of hang out a little bit, fry them, and then I'm going to get to work on a wonderful sauce that's just quick and easy. This is something you can throw together in minutes. So I've got 2 cans of onion soup, French onion soup. And these days it's really cool because, you know, the old TV dinners were in those trays and, you know, it was a great idea, but the food just wasn't all that great. And these days you can make your own and freeze them, and they have so many great containers that you can pick up and use over and over again. And this is just one that I happen to have laying around my house. They've got the separate compartments, so, you know, have a retro party and, you know, be really, really fun. That's something I've always wanted to do, is do some sort of a retro party. And mandatory that you come in, you know, your purple elephant pants, Ann, because that I got to see. So I'm just going to give these a flip.
Didn't you always get corn in your brownie though?
Ann said, did I ever get corn in my brownie? Yeah, that was one thing with the TV dinners that did not work, is sometimes the dessert and it would all go together. Yeah, exactly. You get a green bean in the apple pie thing or whatever, the apple dessert. And I don't know why I was always so excited about the dessert in the containers, because really the dessert was never that good, and it was this big. It was like one bite, you know. Too funny. Oh boy, are we dating ourselves. We want to know your ultimate favorite TV dinner. So when you were growing up, what TV dinner, and you were going to pick it out, what TV dinner would you go to? I almost always went for the Salisbury Steak. I really did. I think there was some sort of a lasagna one. No? Chicken? Oh, the fried chicken. Greg went for the fried chicken, which was never any good because you couldn't really get it very crisp. Yeah. But what else was there? I think
The chicken fried chicken.
chicken fried chicken. I don't remember that one. Was there one that had mac and cheese that wasn't so good? Anyway, let us know your very favorite TV dinner. And does anybody eat those anymore at the grocery store? I think they've come so much upscale. I don't even know if they make the actual. I know they're microwavable these days, but I'm not sure if they actually make the ones that have all the different compartments and things like that. So yeah, they do. Ann knows. Yes, they do. Okay, so we're going to get these burgers out, but we'll get them back in to finish cooking in a minute. I just want to get to work on the rest of the sauce. So it's okay if they don't cook all the way right now, because we're going to get back to them. All right, I'm going to add a little butter to this skillet, a little bit of butter, and some mushrooms. This is going to create a really nice mushroom gravy. So we've got an 8-ounce container of sliced, and those are just the sliced pre-washed mushrooms, which rock. Season those with a little more garlic salt because I see it. A little black pepper. Remember, everything was avocado green or harvest gold. All the appliances, the slow cookers, the toasters. So funny. All right, a little bit of flour. This is going to thicken the sauce.
Remember when you dialed the phone?
Oh yeah, the dial phone. Of course. Are you kidding? That's what I grew up with. Dial the phone. And remember party lines?
Yep.
Anybody remember party lines where basically you could get on the phone and if somebody else was on it, you could have listened to their whole conversation. You shared a line with somebody else down the street.
Annoying.
It was kind of annoying. So you'd have to wait until that phone call was over before you could, you know, get on and take the call. Boy, I'm really dating myself now. My kids would think I was crazy. What, Mom? They didn't have something. Ireland was just asking you about when I was a kid typing a paper on the computer, you know, how were computers different? I said, hello, we typed them on typewriters. What are you talking about? I said, computers. We had computers in college, but they were more like the mainframes. You didn't even do your paper. You went to the library and, you know, you researched at the library with the card catalog and books.
Yeah. Right?
I mean, this computer thing is pretty new. 2 cans of French onion soup, a little bit of ketchup in here, and this is going to richen that sauce. Some more of that Worcestershire sauce. I know. How good does this smell? A couple dashes of that. It's going to beef up the flavor. And then we'll do a little bit of water. And I'm going to let this cook for just a minute, and we're going to get back to it. Just want this to simmer a little bit, and then I'm going to get my burgers back in there to finish cooking. So stick around. We're going to finish up our Salisbury steak. To go with this TV dinner, we're going to make some seriously good garlic and herb mashed potatoes, but there's only like 4 ingredients in the recipe.